He is Shumi Nagaremono.
Hello, I'm Shumi Nagaremono, the Hobby Drifter, and today I'm here with some info that may come as a bit of a surprise to you. There are some things that literally every second-hand hobby retailer in Japan seems to have. Gundam models, Evangelion statues and figurines, Pokemon toys and cards, Dragon Ball and One Piece, everything, and McFarlane Toys figures from the early to late 90s. There's no discernible rhyme or reason either. Sometimes you'll see 3 different Angela repaints. Sometimes you'll see the first Spawn figure, but it's always one of the 2 unmasked variants. Melbolgia and different Violators show up a lot. And you'll never be hard up for the boxed Spawn 3 Deluxe figure. The first line of Kiss figures appear regularly, as do a bunch of the fish tank display figures. But today, we're going to talk about a find that I made in Fukuoka a few weeks ago. Something I haven't seen in nearly 15 years, and something that found its way into my shopping basket before I even looked at the price. It was 1,575 yen, if you must know. An action figure based on my all-time favorite musician, the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. Yes, back in 1999, McFarlane Toys released the first of 2 different Ozzy Osbourne figures. This was released around the time Ozzy's album, The Ozman Cometh, dropped. McFarlane also released a special magazine-sized comic book as a companion piece. The figure comes on a large blister card that shows off all of the accessories quite well. You know what you're getting with this. The reverse side of the card shows the full-sized sculpt, rather than the downsized toy, along with some advertising for other McFarlane figures. I'm not sure how well that worked. I personally didn't make the leap from, "Oh, cool, Ozzy figure," to, "I should totally get that gorilla's head on a robot body, too." But, hey, I wouldn't have made the leap from drawing the Incredible Hulk to buying tainted home run balls, or advertising that my new action figure line is produced in Asian sweatshops in the pages of my own best-selling comic book. So I guess McFarlane knows what he's doing. I love Ozzy's music. I have loved Ozzy's music since high school. In fact, if you find anybody from my high school and ask them about me, they'll probably say, "Oh, the Ozzy guy." When I went to Japan for what was only supposed to be a vacation, I packed 2 different Ozzy articles of clothing. A rare glow-in-the-dark t-shirt, this one, and an Ozzy Osbourne hockey jersey. As advertised. I even have an Ozzy-inspired tribute shirt from Ripped Apparel. Get it? Every album from Blizzard of Oz to Scream is well represented on my iPod. But this has nothing at all to do with Ozzy's music. At least those Kiss figures included instruments. The likeness isn't that great. Take away the glasses and, other things, and you'd be left with a pretty cool Van Helsing figure. It's a shirtless, tattooed guy standing in front of a church holding a cross, wearing a cape, and surrounded by headless animals. And that's the other thing. Ozzy bit the head off of a dove once, and he has never been particularly proud of that. He bit the head off of a bat because he thought it wasn't real, and he's never been particularly proud of that. He's even gone on record lamenting that those 2 things have followed him around for his entire career. This set has Ozzy surrounded by nearly 24 headless bats and birds. In fact, while you can't really make it out well, he's really got a tiny bat's head in his mouth. This was clearly done for shock value, but it comes off more as a cheap joke. Also, the paint job is really substandard. There are large blotches over much of the torso. The chains are just a mess. One of them was broken right out of the box. You may think that I'm trashing this thing, and it has its flaws, but you know what? I loved this when I was a teenager. I called Sam Goody every week to see if they had it in stock yet, and I knew exactly what I was getting. Remember, this was before Ozzy's home life became more well-known than his music. So, Ozzy was still the Prince of Darkness. He was the guy who rocked so hard that even animals lost their heads over the awesome power of his metal. And this figure, this poorly made totem, devoid of quality control and bearing only a slight resemblance to the godfather of heavy metal, that was just what we wanted looking back at us from our CD racks. It was cool as an addition to the McFarlane action figure collection back in the 90s, and it's a fun bit of nostalgia here 15 years later. Crazy, but that's how it goes. I'm Shumi Nagaremono, the Hobby Drifter. Whatever you're into, happy hobbying.
He is Shumi Nagaremono.